Hi Capricorn, welcome to your August 2022 astrological forecast. So the sun is in Leo up until the 22nd, and then it moves into Virgo, a fellow earth sign. Anyways, where you have Leo in your chart is your 8th house of other people's resources and money. It's property or shared property or shared anything, even shared debt that you own with someone else. This is the house. It's a money house, your 8th house. It's the house of legacies and inheritances and money coming from legal settlements or insurance payouts, things like that. Excuse me. Venus actually moves here on the 11th, okay? Up until that point, Venus is still in Cancer in your opposite sign, in your 7th house, up until like the 10th, okay? So, this could be a time, like your 7th house is your close relationships and partnerships. With Venus here, things should be going a little bit kind of smoothly with whomever. You know, if this is a romantic partnership, or it could be business, or it could be like just a friend, okay? They could be fairly generous with you at this time, okay? If you do share anything, let's say in business even, you know, maybe you have decided that the two of you have decided to run the business a little differently, maybe more to the way that you would like it to be run. If this is romantic, same thing. If you are married at this time, you know, things are going pretty well actually for you. When it comes to what you two own together, property or whatever that you own together, bank accounts, credit card statements, things like that. Right now, your partner is being a little bit generous with you, okay? Especially when Venus leaves your 7th house and moves into your 8th house, okay, of other people's money and resources. So it's not just your partner, it could be anyone at this time. If you were looking for like a loan from a bank or an increase in your credit card company, or this is also a good time to like, you know, refinance a loan or something, or talk to credit card companies about, you know, your interest rate or something or other. People are more cooperative with you when Venus is in your 8th house. Any kind of financial institution, okay, like a bank or a credit card company, or this is the house of taxes too. So this could be like property taxes, or this could be the IRS on income tax, things like that. If you were having problems like in this area, okay, getting anywhere with anyone, now is the time when Venus moves into your 8th house, okay, here on the 11th, and it's here till the end of the month to the beginning of September. So you'll find like you'll get more cooperation from whomever you're in contact with now, whereas in the past you were getting nowhere. You have Saturn in your 2nd house in Aquarius, okay? 2nd and 8th houses are money houses. So having Saturn in your 8th house has really dried up your source of income in some way or other, okay? So maybe that's what's been going on here is you've been trying to, you know, save money, or like I said, refinance, or even borrow. So it looks like, you know, it might not be a lot, but you should be able to approach someone. It doesn't even have to be like a financial institution. It could be anyone. It could be a friend even that has something that will help you in some way or other. This isn't just a money house. It's also money and resources. Okay, resources are anything. In fact, people are resources. So if you need help from someone at this time, it would be when Venus is here. It's a good time to ask for that help. If that person has something that you need to use, you know, this is the best time to do that. Okay. there's a full moon on the 8th in Aquarius, okay? In your second house of earned income, how you earn your money and your possessions. It's directly across from this 8th house of shared possessions, okay? So, you know, whatever is coming to a head at this time. Full moon in your second house means that, you know, there's a problem there. It's coming to the surface, okay? So it can be dealt with and done away with. So if you are locked into some kind of relationship that is based on like some kind of contract, like a business contract or a marriage or something or whatever, or property that you own with someone else, and you would like them to buy you out, or give you their part of it so you don't jointly own anything with someone. Okay, that's what is happening at this time. In fact, you could have something, you know, that, you know, it seems like a problem at first, but after it's all comes out, you know, it looks like people are really willing to work with you. So this could be a bank or a credit card company or some place like that that keeps hounding you over a bill, okay? So that full moon should take care of that, even though they're not going to like it. But after that happens, everything should go a little bit smoothly, a lot smoother than it has been. Okay, as far as your finances go, and what you owe and what you have. Okay, what you're able to borrow even. Okay, so the sun does move into Virgo on the 22nd, and Mercury is actually here from the 4th up until the 25th when it moves into Libra. Okay, so it's moving very fast in Virgo. It's at home in Virgo. It's the ruling planet of Virgo. Okay, so your 9th house is it is legal matters. Okay, but it's a big house of foreign communications and travel. Big travel, long distance. It doesn't necessarily have to be foreign or to another country, but it's the time of year where you might be doing something like that. You might be traveling, especially having Mercury here. This is also the house of media and publishing. It is an internet house. If you were involved in anything like that, if that's your line of work, you would be possibly dealing with legalities in regards to something possibly you've written or produced in some way or other, like a copyright or patent even on something that you might own. There's a new moon here on the 27th. Okay, so this brings a new beginning to this area. In the past, maybe, or the recent past, you haven't been that involved with, let's say, people who are from another country or actually live in another country. But you might find that now there's a new beginning in that area where you'll be dealing with, even for business or for pleasure, with people who live in another country or live at a distance from you. You'll have a lot more contact with them than you have in the past, okay? This could like be in regards to your career or your position in some way or other. When Mercury moves into your 10th house of your career and your public persona, how you're known by reputation, professionally and personally, your 10th house, okay? It's your most public house. If you are in the public eye, you know, you could have given some kind of, let's say, interview or put something out there on the internet even that people are able to view or read, you know. And you'd be getting feedback more or less when Mercury moves into your 10th house on the 25th and into September, okay, when the sun will eventually move here like mid-September. So, if you were trying to get public recognition or the public's attention, that would be happening now. But it's probably due to something that you're doing, like while planets are still in Virgo. Okay, you'll get more attention from mid-September on. But this is like a beginning, though. You may actually be traveling, okay, because like I said, 9th house is the big long-distance travel, you know. It could be for work, could be for pleasure, but if not, I'd have to say there is long distance communications coming in some way or other. Um, could be just regular, I'd have to say phone call, could be regular postal mail, something like that, but or email, but I wouldn't be surprised if you're on the phone with somebody or other. So, uh, the planet Uranus, okay, is turning retrograde on the 24th, where you have Uranus in your chart as your fifth house of romance and fun, creativity, uh, gambling, speculation, amusements of any kind, children, sports. Well, anyways, this is where you have Taurus, and Uranus is in Taurus. Okay, so when this planet turns retrograde, all of the outer planets will be in retrograde motion, and all that means is wherever they're transiting in your chart, the areas of that house are like slowed down. Whatever that house governs in your life, progress there slows down. It doesn't necessarily stall. It may feel that way. But what it does is actually give you the opportunity to review like what has happened up until that point. Okay, and it also gives you the opportunity to change your mind. So maybe something isn't working out the way you thought it would, and this is like a good time to, check into that. See if you're getting out of it what you thought you would. Okay, now there is a conjunction with Uranus and Mars. Mars is also in Taurus up until the 20th, before it moves into Gemini for a very long stay. Okay, but I'll get to that in a minute. But anyways, so this is like, will be like covered more or less in your weekly forecast. Okay, this conjunction occurs on August 1st. And on July 31st, though, Uranus does conjunct the Moon's North Node, and I only cover the North Node or any other points in a chart that are calculations when I'm doing a personal chart. I don't use it for a general reading. It just doesn't really apply. But I will say that, the aspect of Uranus and Mars together is very unpredictable. The could be an explosion of whatever, just a lot of energy. Not sure really which way it's going to go, but I'd have to say there's a little bit of a faded quality to it when it comes to you. I myself would play the lottery. You could have something going on within like a romantic relationship that is very surprising, just totally out of the blue. But like I said, this could have like a bit of a faded quality to it. You know what I mean? You could like just discover that, or meet someone under this transit that just has you transfixed on this person. Okay, as far as a creative project goes, it could go a lot better than you thought it would. You're very surprised by this, or even very surprised that people like whatever it was that you've done. Okay. As for Mars moving into Gemini, it's in your sixth house, and it's going to be here to March of next year. So Mars is going to be in your sixth house for a very long time. This is the house of the kind of work that you do, the workplace, your co-workers, your work schedule. It's also the house of health, and also the house of service to others, and small pets. So maybe at this time you'll get a small pet, cat or dog or something like that. But I really think that you are going to look into your health. Okay, when Mars is in your fifth house, you may have taken up in Taurus. Okay, you may have taken up some kind of sport or something physical like dancing or riding a bike or walking, on a trail or something like that for fun. But you could have found that you were getting benefits of like exercise from doing this very thing. And because it was fun, you don't mind doing it. So I believe that you're going to continue with whatever you may have been doing physically for fun, because it is good for your health. Okay, so I think you're you'll be really focused on that area of your life. Mars rules the muscles and whatever too. So I wouldn't be surprised if you don't lift weights now that you're going to start lifting weights, even just little light ones. Okay, you're trying to bulk up, right? As far as work goes, there's an increase in your workload. So if you're self-employed, you more than likely have new clients coming on, or clients that have repeat business. If you work for someone else, you may still be really, really busy, possibly working on what you would normally would at work, but also some side projects that your company would like you to do. If there's any kind of competition or anyone that you work with that gets in your way, they'll kind of be pushed to the side by you. You're not going to put up with that. With this planet here, you're not going to put up with a whole lot, okay? As far as service goes, service to others, for me, I always say it is someone coming to you needing your help for something or other, and in order to get your help, they offer to do something for you in return. So it's a 50-50 arrangement, and you both benefit. Okay, so someone could ask you to do something for them. They need help. It could be anyone, okay? I want to say family or a neighbor or something like that, but it could really be anyone. It might even be a coworker. And in fact, you might even be asked to help a coworker. Okay, but you really have to get something out of it. You know what I mean? So you might not be real crazy about wanting to do that. You feel this person should be able to carry their own weight, more or less. That is at work, okay? But if this is like someone outside of work, you might want, you might decide that you'll do something like this for a short period of time, but not for like ever. Okay, so you might want to make it very clear to whomever it is that you're helping that this might be a one-time thing, or you can only do this for a short period of time. Okay, so let me see what else is here. Well, that's about it. Okay, so the best time to do something each month is when the moon is in your own sign, and the moon is in Capricorn on the 8th, 9th, and 10th. The best time to lay low is when the moon is in your opposite sign, and your opposite sign is Cancer, and those dates are the 22nd, 23rd, and 24th. The best time for romance, recreation, creativity, fun, gambling or speculation, or anything to do with children is the 4th, 5th, 6th, 17th, 18th, 19th, and 31st. The best time for money is the 10th, 11th, 12th, 24th, 25th, and 26th. The best time for your career is the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 29th, 30th, and 31st. And the best time for communication and travel is the 1st, 12th, 13th, 14th, 27th, and 28th. So I hope you enjoyed your forecast for August. Be sure to check out my weekly forecast. I'd like to thank my subscribers for your continued support. If you're new to my channel or you're a repeat viewer, you're coming back and viewing again, but you haven't subscribed, please take the time to do that right now and click on the notification bell. You'll be notified each time I upload something. Also, check out in the description box below the link on Ask Me a Question, which is for people who are only interested in maybe one or two things regarding their chart. And there's also a link there to my website, which you can still use even though my website hasn't been updated because my host is having issues. They're having a hard time with their software, whatever. Anyways, but I'll be updating my website just as soon as I can. So check out my weeklies, and I hope to see you next week. Goodbye.